Traditionally, Formula 2 is always the last step on the road to Formula 1. But sometimes, even when you become champion, the wait can still be a little while longer. That's been the case for Nick de Vries, and it may be the case for Callie Mayer as well. She's on the verge of winning the Formula 2 championship today. A 3-point swing in her favour ahead of Liam Lawson, and she wins it with a round to spare. To think about it, it is quite incredible, to be honest. Callie Mayer has had one of the most consistently dominating seasons in Formula 2 history in the fact that she's not won every single race, but she's always been there or thereabouts in the points, even from the back of the grid. Fortunately for today, she doesn't have to do that. Ralph Boschung and Marino Sato take that description instead as we start to take you through the grid. P20 will go to Callum Williams, and P19 to Clement Novalard. Ahead of them, Jehan Deruva somewhat out of position in the Prima in 18th, behind Enzo Fittipaldi. Richard Verschoor was an early championship contender. He starts 16th today behind Jake Hughes. Frederick Vestri and Felipe Dragovic were the championship favourites going into this weekend, or this season. It's just not happening to them. They're behind Yuri Vips and Dennis Hauger. Ollie Colborn and Tatiana Calderon are 10th and 9th respectively, behind Iwasa and Jack Dewitt. Logan Sargent's come on strong for the end of the season. He's behind Roy Coyle in 6th. 4th is Marcus Armstrong, IndyCar bound, behind Liam Lawson, the only championship contender left, behind Teo Pourchaire and Callie Mayer. If positions finish like that, Callie Mayer is the Formula 2 champion for 2022. And what a history-making day this could be. The first female to ever kind of win it, and certainly probably a bit of a personal kind of milestone for her, although she probably won't admit it to his face. She could be ending up going one better than her older brother Aiden Jackson, who competed here back in F2 and in 2020 rather, and lost out to Mick Schumacher. Now, it was a very different set of circumstances back then. Back then, the calendar was heavily altered with just 6 events over the course of the year. We're going to have a grand total of 12 this year, with Abu Dhabi being the next one. Mick Schumacher's feature race form was almost impeccable, winning every feature race bar one, which I believe was the Bridges event, in which Aiden Jackson fell to the back and won the race with a quite amazing 300 IQ strategy call. But even after his superb drives, he couldn't beat Mick Schumacher's feature race form, and Mick won the championship. So Callie's about to better her brother's result there, but it's not by much, and it's not for lack of notoriety either, because Callie Mayer and Aiden Jackson have both had such sensational drives on their way to their positions. Unfortunately for Callie Mayer though, the one thing she won't be able to match Aiden on for the moment is the step up to Formula 1. And don't forget, in 2021, it didn't look like Jackson was going to go there either. He was granted a lifeline after the controversial circumstances on social media posts created by Nikita Mazepin forced a drop to second or to third driver at Haas, with Mercedes making an instant call to loan him out for 2021. Here, a year ago, he had his name up in lights as a race winner in Formula 1 against the odds. Callie's going to have to take a different path. She's off to F1 Academy to spearhead konnersport's kind of debut season in that year, alongside her good friend and teammate Jamie Chadwick for the Formula Academy next year. But if she wins her 3rd title in a row after winning this one, surely at least konnersport have to at least think about it if they enter at the end of 2022, which is expected. And I guess we'll have to watch this space on that one. It'll be the last race for quite some time. There'll be quite the gap between now and Abu Dhabi. We've lost the footage. There we go. And obviously that's an editing problem. But we'll keep that in because I don't think it's going to be that disruptive. So here we go then. Here's the fine red lights for the second race of the weekend here in Monza. And it's lights out. And away we go, go, go. And Callie Mayer just needs to finish ahead of Liam Lawson to be champion then. And she makes the perfect start. Logan Sargent has moved up to 6th. Liam Lawson is still behind Teo Porcher. Jack Doohan is 4th, lads. Oh my goodness me, what a start Jack Doohan had. And once again, very, very well behaved at the start of the race. Very much like the sprint race yesterday, everyone was very well behaved. And look at Logan Sargent, he's actually dropping to 7th behind him. Amuyu Iwasa, where did he come from? He's now up to P6. Oh, and there's damage. There's damage there. There was contact between Mayer and Porcher, I think. I'm not really sure what happened there, but there was a piece of debris. Who was it from, do you think? I was so kind of like focused on the positions of everybody that I totally only saw that out of the corner of my eye for a moment. But yes, definite contact between the leaders then in chicane number 2. And Liam Lawson, that's the best information he's got, because if that is damage to Callie Mayer as well as Teo Porcher, I'm not sure who the damage was from. But either way, I guess we'll find out in a moment if either of them come into the pit lane. Mayer still leads for Porcher, but for how much longer? Armstrong is 4th, followed by Doohan, Iwasa. Lawson's 3rd, sorry. Armstrong 4th, Doohan 5th. Iwasa 6th, followed by Sergeant Caldwell and Calderon. Calderon's on for another championship point this season. She's come on strong at the end of this year as well. And no leaders in the pits. None at all. No one's in the pits, but look at this row of cars. We've got 6 cars heading towards the first chicane. Anyone can pass anyone, even without DRS. We've got 3 wide into turn 1 with the 3 leaders. This is very reminiscent of a few years ago when Aiden Jackson and a multitude of others went into the first chicane and we almost all got through. And I think Juliana Lacey sustained some damage. Thankfully, there was no such problems going into that one. I think it was Porcher that lost out most as he lost position. Callie Mayer was all over the road. I wonder if she's trying to feel out the car to see where that contact had come from. It'll be interesting to see how that happened. But neither driver has made a pit stop. Callie Mayer can't afford to make one. She's got a championship to win possibly today. So into the first chicane. No damage here. Kind of looks relatively clean. I don't think Porcher was in a position to attack. It's the second chicane where this happens. I hope you can stay on board as we head to the second chicane here. Very close proximity going through that corner, but they gave each other a car's width. But it's here where the contact may happen. Porcher actually, oh, and there's a drag. It's a drag race. Callie Mayer takes the corner. There is contact there. I think that's initiated by Porcher, inadvertently, of course. And here's the start from his perspective. Well, Callie gets the better start, that's for sure. She actually gains a few meters on Porcher off the start. Callie Mayer has certainly been definitely her strong suit. Has certainly been the race start. She's been certainly good at getting good launch, clutch bike points. But that was a great exit on the first chicane by Porcher, and that's what gave him the ability to go up to side by side to that corner momentarily. And then I think what happens is he takes the lead for a couple of meters. Callie stays to the outside. And Porcher, well, I think blame might have to fall to Teo Porcher on that one. He's the one taking too much curve on the inside. Callie's taking the racing line. Who is ahead here? I think Callie is, to be honest. Porcher just takes too much curve. He's in the air, Porcher. He was in the air there. So that would be the reason for the slight damage there, and maybe that's what Porcher has lost. Maybe he's lost some underbody damage rather than the front wing or the end fence of the front wing. It looks all intact from where we're sitting. Meanwhile, Liam Lawson now battling for the lead and taking the lead. Liam Lawson takes the lead, and that's the best thing that can happen to him, because if the position stay like that, the title would go to Abu Dhabi, but it would still be a bit of a tough mountain to climb for Liam Lawson, such as Callie Mayer's consistency over the course of the season. We've got DRS in for the first time this weekend in Formula 2. We had a wet qualifying for the most part, apart from the very end, and we had a wet sprint race, so there was no DRS at all. Logan Sargent battling with Ollie Caldwell for 7th. Looked like Sargent got a bit out of shape there, but he's managed to keep the position. And as we said, Logan Sargent, very honourable mention to him. Since his Williams promotion, as we said yesterday, he's been a totally different driver. Logan Sargent, he's been relatively quiet this season, not necessarily bad, because, you know, this is Formula 2, this is 22 of the best young drivers in the world, so there is no bad crops here, well, as it were, but certainly Logan Sargent has certainly come on leaps since his Williams promotion. part of the Williams Academy as well. Some say, where does Callie Mayer end up on the Academy list? I can tell you, it's kind of an unusual story now, because if Konnersport do take over from Audi, that's where Mayer will go. I think Konnersport will probably just take over the young drivers that Audi currently have in terms of Callie Mayer and Jamie Chadwick. And Jamie Chadwick was there because of her signing to Konnersport for the Academy next year, where Konnersport will be debuting. But also, could be Konnersport already have their own reserve driver in waiting, with Formula 3 Championship leader Joshua Pearce, who looks very set on to win this weekend as well. So Konnersport will be going in with one of the biggest talent in the world, the most sought-after talent in the world of Formula 1 at the moment, aside from, say, Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton, but certainly in the top 5 F1 for this season in Aiden Jackson. They're going to have a double back-to-back champion in Formula 3 and Formula 2. From Formula 3, of course, from last season in Callie Mayer, and Formula 2 if she crosses the finish line in these positions right now. So it'll be back-to-back champions for them. And of course the F3 champion Joshua Pearce, if he wins later on today. In fact, I think the F3 race probably came first, so if anything, I do believe the F3 season finishes here. And I wasn't really up on it when I got up this morning, but looking at the standings that I'm looking at right now, it looks like Joshua Pearce has already won it. So we'll have to see where he goes. And of course, we mentioned Joshua Pearce. He's not on Konnersport's books at the moment, but he's certainly being looked at. And that's really because he is heavily backed by the APX company owner, Ruben Cervantes. Now, who Ruben Cervantes is, he's a former Lotus driver from the 90s who raced alongside, was he a racer alongside Sonny Hayes, I believe? I think they were teammates, yes. I think they were teammates at Lotus in the 90s, I believe. I could be wrong about that, because it's a bit before my time in terms of fandom of Formula 1. But from what I'm to understand, Cervantes and Sonny Hayes were teammates at Lotus, and Sonny Hayes had a crash, which took him out of the sport indefinitely. He's been thinking of maybe making a return, but APX haven't had the green light to have their team enter in Formula 1 yet. He could be a possible pick for maybe APX's entry in 2025, or at least that's the kind of roadmap, certainly for Cervantes anyway, trying to bring APX to the forefront in Formula 1 in 2025 entry. But he's... and maybe he could recall Sonny Hayes. Now, Sonny Hayes would be he'd be relatively old at this point, if that was the case. But he was certainly wouldn't be for a lack of experience. Joshua Pearce is the one who's being heavily backed in the younger driver category, and he's been heavily backed by Cervantes over the course of the season and APX. So if APX do look to get a romantic Formula 1, having an F3 champion on your books would certainly help in that regard. So watch this space. Like we said at the Belgium pre-race show, we said by 2025 we could have 13 teams and 26 drivers. We could have APX and Konnersport being the new, APX and Konnersport would be the new entries. We've got, of course, Cadillac coming in as well, possibly for 2026 as well. APX could be coming in 2025. We could have Konnersport next season. So there's quite a driver merry-go-round going on. But even I can't keep up with it. But anyway, lap 6, back to the race lead. Liam Lawson is still behind Callie Mayer as it stands right now. Callie Mayer is champion with a 60-point lead, or a 59-point lead at this very moment. If she gets the fastest lap, then that would make it a 60-point lead. That was Teo Porcher and I almost said Lance Armstrong for a moment. I meant Marcus Armstrong battling over third there. Marcus Armstrong already seeming to come good, and obviously he is IndyCar bound for 2025, as we mentioned yesterday, which is a very similar roadmap to Devin Butler, who joined IndyCar for this season, won the Indy 500. He was in F2 a couple of seasons ago, and he won the 2021 F3 Championship. No, he came second to Oscar Piastri by bodies, and has joined, went off to IndyCar for 2022 and has won the Indy 500. Looks like Marcus Armstrong is actually taking the same route at this very moment, if all is to be believed there. And IndyCar is certainly no slouch when it comes to driving. It can be another one to prove your driving credentials. As we mentioned yesterday, winning the Indy 500 certainly is a good spot to put on your CV. It's one of the most prestigious races in the world. If you win it, then you're a bona fide, somewhat legend already. It's like Macau, really. And I don't think any of our kind of drivers that we've really looked at, say Calimere, Aiden Jackson, I don't think any of them have won Macau before. Well, Jackson, he made a name for himself last season, winning the Italian Grand Prix over a year ago now. Iwasa and Teo Pourchaire, that's Iwasa taking Pourchaire for fourth. Pourchaire is certainly suffering with the damage he suffered on the first lap in that collision with Meyer, which was rather inadvertent. I don't think there was much he could do about it because he was in the air. He took too much curve on the inside of the second chicane and was in the air. Nothing he could really do about it. But both drivers got relatively unscathed, but I think Pourchaire is definitely feeling something's wrong because he's falling down the field. It's definitely been a bit of a disappointing year for Pourchaire, Dragovic and Vesti. You know, they were three names in this field that everyone had for championship contenders. Instead, it's been two of the most unlikely candidates in Calimere and Liam Lawson this season. And these two have had their own fierce battle back and forth. And you've got a yellow flag as, who is that going slowly in the background? It's Dennis Hauger, who was an early championship favourite going into this one. Lawson has taken the lead, by the way, and that could be crucial because I believe, where is Hauger parked? That's a rather dangerous position. I would not be surprised. Yes, we do. We see the safety car out, and Liam Lawson's took the lead. Now, are those leaders pitting? Yes, they are. They're immediately into the pits, and that's great timing for these two. And everyone else who pits, wonderful timing for them. But some drivers are going on, namely Pourchaire, Iwasa, Sargent, Calderon, Vips. They're all going on. So there's a couple others. I think Novalak's another. So it's not nobody trying to double stat like we did last time this happened. And that's Lawson just coming out of the pits in front of Meyer. They're literally nose to tail as they exit the pit lane. And they will all have to form up behind the safety car. And hopefully, I think we'll get a replay of this is Lawson. This is how he took the lead. And Meyer goes over the curb and goes to the air herself, so she has takeoff. Liam Lawson takes advantage, and he says, "Thank you very much. I will take that." And this was Enzo Fittipaldi we're looking at, and I'm going to assume that he stops as well. So that would be a reason for the safety car then. Fittipaldi and Hauger both stopping in rather dangerous areas, and race control have felt the need to deploy the safety car. It's a very good move in terms of safety, and we will go round then. Calimere will do the tried and trusted Aiden Jackson technique of warming up her tyres, as will most others. These tyres will be relatively new for all drivers because the tyre bug isn't going to be affected for this weekend because the infamous 2022 F1 22 tyre bug. It's not going to be in effect for this race because in the sprint race there were wet tyres only used and there were only dry tyres in qualifying towards the end, but it was a soft tyre which I don't think anyone is really going to run for the rest of the weekend. I don't think the soft tyres are even... oh yeah, they are. It's Logan Sargent on them. Maybe everyone started on them actually. So it's Lawson from Pourchaire. Logan Sargent's the big winner, up to third now, ahead of Marcus Armstrong. It was at Pourchaire, drops to sixth. Vip seventh, Calderon eighth. Calderon has really come on nicely since Spa, that's for sure. It's like that Spa win in the sprint race gave her a heap of confidence, and she's been thriving because of it. Trying to find something here. We are still live. I thought we'd lost the commentary file there. Crisis averted, but we're good. And yeah, so it's going to be a kind of a 5-lap sprint for the championship as far as Lawson and Mayer are concerned. Logan Sargent is probably going to prove to be a cork in the bottle here, because he's very out of position to a degree, although Carlin is one of the most known teams for their young talent. Remember Lando Norris, who drove for that outfit. And Jackson was going to get picked, but he picked by High Tech instead. And Mayer was going to get picked by Trident, and then ended up signing for Dams instead. And I think, I could be wrong, but I believe if the championship positions stay as they are right now, or if Callie Mayer takes the lead back, which we're going to know in a moment as we're going to go Green Flag Racing, Dams possibly could wrap up the Constructors title today as well. Such has been Iwasa's contribution, certainly over the last few races. As Mayer takes the lead around the outside, Lawson offering no fight at all, which is bizarre. Lawson really could have defended that better. That's poor defending from him, to be honest. Probably should have seen that coming. Novolok is passing Vesti for 16th place. Everyone has made their mandatory stop for the second compound tyre, which is the softs. I thought it was the hardest for some reason. Callie Mayer should be, that was like taking candy from a baby, to be honest. Liam Lawson just offering no defence for some reason. And that was without DRS, so Callie Mayer's got some good speed in that car. So, yeah, the mid-mover is actually Yuri Vips. He's up to 7th. He was outside the top 10 on the grid. So Vips has done very well, and he's had his kind of issues throughout the year, let's say, but he's certainly kind of bounced back from them over the last few races himself. So, from my understanding, I think if Callie Mayer does take the title today, it'll probably be one of the quickest title wins in Formula 2 ever. And that's mostly because of all the points that are awarded. But as we've said so many times this year, Callie Mayer's consistency has been off the charts. I think she's pretty much scored in every single race bar one, which I think was at Silverstone. She even got a point or two at Hungary, I think. But every single race, Callie Mayer seems to pop up in the points somewhere. And even from the back of the grid on a couple of occasions. No, she actually failed to score in Monaco as well. So she's only failed to score probably 3 times overall, and has still managed to amass a almost unassailable lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship. That is rather very impressive indeed. And honourable mention to Logan Sargent. As we said, come on, leaps since his Williams broke. It's almost given him a spring in his step. It's not that he's rather just gone unnoticed, to be fair, but now, with the Williams promotion, he's starting to show his class. And that's quite exciting for Williams. If Logan Sargent can show this kind of performances in a rapidly improving Williams car, let's be honest, they are getting better. Little by little, year by year, they are getting better. Alex Albon certainly has been a standout for Williams so far this season. He was their wildcard pick going into the year, and he's done very, very well, Alex Albon. So if Sargent can come in and perform like this, Williams might really start on an upward trajectory now. And that would be the best thing for Formula 1. We've missed Williams being competitive. Long past the days of Williams competitiveness, especially in the early 2000s. I mean, even in the 90s as well, they were world champion in 1997 with Jacques Villeneuve, of course. And in the 80s, they were one of the most juggernaut teams in the sport. But it has been a very long time since they were back towards the front. The last win for Williams, 2012 with Pastor Maldonado in the Spanish Grand Prix. And it has been far too long since Williams were towards the front. But George Russell, certainly, and even, don't forget, even Robert Kubica, who did contribute towards some team points back then. But George Russell certainly has been a high point for them, but they definitely didn't get like for like with Alex Albon, but they got pretty close. So, as we said, if Sargent can perform like this, then look out for Williams next year. They could be back towards the front of the points table more often than not. Probably not at the front. Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton and even Aiden Jackson still have the front positions locked out on a normal day, but it would certainly be a good upward trajectory for Williams to continue on their resurgence, really. As Calderon, I think, has passed Jack Doohan for 7th. Antonio Calderon is flying and certainly vying for maybe a spot in Formula Academy next season. I'd be very surprised if she doesn't get it. She's got 2 wins to her name, and she's having a very good end to the year as well. Very much like Sargent. And look at all this tussle into the first chicane. Everyone's jostling for position here. Unfortunately, for a lot of these drivers, it counts for naught today. But what we need to be doing is focusing back at the front, because we are about to crown our 2022 Drivers' Champion for Formula 2, because Callie Mayer has grown out to a second lead over Liam Lawson. Now, how far back is Logan Sargent? Too far to get DRS for himself, unfortunately. Liam Lawson's trying to reel Callie Mayer back in. I think he'll get DRS on this occasion to do so. And this was re-enabled after 2 laps behind the safety car. We gotta say, Callie Mayer and Liam Lawson, like we said, 2 real outside shots for the title. Really, no one really gave them. I wouldn't say one gave them a chance, but certainly they weren't 2 names among the championship protagonists at the start of the year. Like we said, Dragovic and Vesti were probably the 2 really high majority picks. But Mayer and Lawson, and certainly Lawson since the Spanish weekend, and Mayer since her win in I was going to say San Marino, but it's similar, but it's the same thing. Those 2 have really got to their own championship battle. But it looks like it's going to finally be settled in the way of Callie Mayer. She makes history today with only a few miles to go. Liam Lawson's chasing her home all the way. You spent nothing less. Liam Lawson, of course, probably... Oh, and Callie's sliding out of that chicane. Is Liam Lawson going to take advantage here? He's gathered up some really closely there. And, of course, Liam Lawson could be in with a chance of an AlphaTauri seat next season. Should Daniel Ricciardo not be in the frame. Callie Mayer's going to have to be, I wouldn't say content with an F1 Academy spot. So, on the verge of history then, Callie Mayer holding off Liam Lawson. One final corner. Can Callie Mayer hold him off just long enough? She can. It's all over at the track where her brother grabbed his first win. Callie Mayer takes the Formula 2 Championship. Maybe it was meant to be. It just was. When it's with the Jackson siblings, anything is meant to be. History is made in Formula 2. A female has took it all.
Thank you so much, team. On the pit wall, everyone, back in the factory. You're amazing.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. We've done it. We've done it. There were times this season where I didn't think that would happen, but mate, you have pulled it out the bag, and you are the world champion.
And thoroughly deserved it is too. A marvel of consistency has just, wow. A marvel of consistency indeed. I kind of lost my words there for a moment. Oh my word. What a historic day today at Monza. It comes naturally to the Jackson siblings, I guess. Wow. She's gone one better than Aiden in terms of winning the Formula 2 championship, but she'll have to take a different path. But I think today will thrust her right into the favourites category to take 3 back-to-back championships when she enters F1 Academy with Konnersport next season. And maybe that might not even be the ceiling for Konnersport. We might see them in Formula 1 as well. She took the fastest lap as well, and that is a 60-point unassailable lead. Callie Mayer makes history. Logan Sargent finishes 3rd in a great end to the season for him. Dams, I believe, may just have taken the team's championship as well. Dams from absolutely nowhere. Really, who'd have thought? You know, at the start of the season, they looked to be without a driver for the most part when Roy Nassani pulled out due to a loss of sponsorship, really. Sponsorship loss forced him to pull out of the sport. Replacement with Callie Mayer, it turned out to be an absolutely inspired move. She was on her way to Trident, and you have to say, with the Dams outfit, certainly tended up to be the better pick, but only just. Because remember, Richard for sure there, 5th. Trident were the unsung heroes at the start, weren't they? Taking wins and poles out of nowhere. And even though we know where Callie is going, I believe this, because of her dominating win in F3, she's already amassed the amount of super license points she will need to get an F1 drive in the near future. It's just rather unfortunate that it won't be the very near future, because I think seeing her and Jackson on the same track would certainly be a fun prospect. Dams lead the team's championship by 75 points, and I believe that does clinch it. Abu Dhabi's left when Formula 2 returns.